Meh. Bleh. Bleh. I think my brain is working. How about y'all's? Y'all's working on a Tuesday night? Because mine certainly isn't. Oh dear. You might be able to hear it when I'm talking, but there is rain outside the hotel. Streaking, yeah! Tony's on a 7-stream streak, you're on a 7-stream streak. I appreciate the loyalty. Big ups, zombie. Thank you very much for tuning in. 7 streaming days in a row, my god. Everybody's having a good time with the Bowman. Yeah, keep gloating. Keep gloating that you've got no other things to do in the evening after work. I'm joking. Well, come on in, everybody. Some of the unfortunate Twitch folks might be in ad hell, although almost everybody here is subscribed, so I don't really think that's a problem. Also, you will, in due time, you will understand why everybody loves Edgeworth. Joke's on you, I rendered Bully in Buffy's band. Bully? You mean Billy? Yeah. You had source material. I don't think you could do it on your own originally in 20 minutes. Okay. Let me double check some things before we begin. I apologize if I'll sound a bit low energy. It's because I am tired. I am very tired. Because in the span of 2 days, I have created 5 trophies for... Actually, more like less than about 24 hours. I have created 5 trophies for my event. And my brain feels like soggy, wet paper. Welcome on in, Weltimates. Welcome on in. We're just barely getting started, waiting for the ads to break on Twitch right now. Although nobody's affected from it, I believe. Welcome on in, Okay, everybody is accounted for. For those who may not know the skeleton that streams before you today, I am Ricky T. Bones, detective extraordinaire, sometimes a singer, sometimes a songwriter, and most of the time a streamer who plays a lot of good games. I hope. Yeah, I can imagine. I hope it went well, B. I hope you got the answers and help you needed. Me, I am dead tired. I managed to finish all the essential... No, actually no. I've still got essential work to do after this. Probably not tonight, considering how brain dead I am. But I have the trophies done. They are cringe, but they exist. I need to finish player cards. I got another special request because there's some sick art made of Team Miss inputs. And I will do my best to oblige. Either tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow because I'm spent. S-P-E-N-T fucked. And etc. etc. Yes, there was some badass art and I'm going to do my best to try and see how I can fit it in. If I can. We'll see. Given the formatting of things, I think I might have to let that one lay. But, I don't know. Really cool stuff, though. Really cool stuff. Everybody's ramping up. Everybody's getting geared up. I'm so happy to see everybody hyped about it. And for anybody who's listening who is participating, tomorrow is your last day to get your top 3 picks in. So, if you have 3 in mind, you're going to need to lock them in tomorrow. The cutoff is midnight CST. Yeah, me too. Thank you very much for getting Senecal a controller in time. I can't believe how fast shipping is these days. For those who don't know the context, actually 2 nights ago, when we did practice sessions. Senecal's controller was apparently dead in his hands, and he was trying to fix it up. So Tony, on the spot, offered to buy him one for the tournament. Kudos to you, and it's a badass looking controller. It's a Nintendo Switch Pro controller in the style and button placements of a GameCube controller. It's really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it in action on Thursday. Oh, after today, I'll have one day to work on everything. Yay! We love crunch time. Amazon one-day shipping goes crazy. Indeed. In friggin' deed. I'm surprised that's on short order. Alright, I'll hydrate. I don't need a stretch break. I was outside watching the rain. Actually. Like the second I finished that last participation prize, I was like, okay, outside. Let's go, outside. I need to be out of my office. And so I took a walk, took a break. It was not enough, but I'm gonna fight through this anyway, because I need to play me a game, and I need to immerse myself in a universe that is not my own. So, but as always, let me know if anything is too too Wyatt. Bone Man just made a weird sound using his tongue, even though he doesn't have one. Rained here today too, but it was freezing rain. My condolences. You're not gonna be able to walk. You're not gonna be able to walk, let alone drive many places for a while. I hope there's plenty of salt to go around. I'm sure there's gonna be after the tournament. Y'all are getting mighty try-hardy. Yes, stream is very cloud. Not enough Wyatt either. Yeah. As I explained earlier, my brain is done from being an artist. A visual artist instead of an auditory one like I want to be. But we got plenty of stuff to get through, so if y'all are ready, y'all have had your wonderful yaps for the day, let's go get in character and get into the role of a lawyer in Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Now I know how it feels. Motherfucker, I knew how it felt. Not my eyes, my hand is about to fall off. That's what I feel like. My head and hands are about to fall off from overuse. I already knew this feeling from being a musician, but I am not an artist, so I learned a lot of stuff on the fly. I also used a copious amount of stolen brushes from the asset shop to make a lot of things work. So if it's scuffed, if you can see all the errors, congratulations, you're seeing an untrained artist at work. I hope you enjoy the PNGs, because they had a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and love poured into them. Also, if you're wondering, if you've been watching these streams and you're wondering, that space is pretty empty up there. Well, it's left intentionally blank because I was supposed to put stream alerts in there, and then I decided I wanted to run a tournament. So, free time out the window. Watch the time flow. It's not happening in the end. I don't remember what the lyrics are. Okay. Yes, B. Before I begin the recap, and a spoiler warning to everybody who is new to these streams. We are 2 episodes in, you have been warned. Negative space ain't necessarily a bad thing, no, but negative space that was reserved for certain reasons that you have not had the time to fulfill is a bit of a problem, but yeah, it's alright. Say hello to my cousin, she's watching too from my phone. Hello, cuz. Hello, cuz. 10 points, whoever gets that reference. Alright. Look, if I don't at least get some brownie points for helping the other contestants, I'm a cry or some shit. Tony, the reward is doing it in itself. You've already seen your art displayed on several promo cards. It's now going to be part of another team's faction. The only thing I can pay you in is exposure, and you know this. You have special kudos for helping us get a lot of this shit off the ground. So thank you. As for the trophies, I'm proud that I got to make them this time around so that, you know, everybody walks away with something relatively unique. And of my own design this time. Like, I feel this is not a knock to your art, but I do feel like some of the designs I put into the last trophies were lost in translation. So having full creative control over this time around felt pretty good, not gonna lie. Hey, you're going up again. Look, out of all the matchups, I think yours is the only one that isn't gonna end up being a squash match. I think you might have an equal battle on your hands. I accidentally set up 3 squash matches, maybe. Accidentally. I think. But I want everybody to do their best, because that's all I want from you. Do your best, have fun, try to avoid as much salt as you can. In semifinals, I might be fucked. In semifinals, you are gonna have to just clutch. Clutch hard. Hashtag rigged. No. So, the way I set things up when it comes to tournaments, I have a very specific way of doing it. I don't just randomly pull stuff out of a hat. I put together people that I think would be the most interesting against each other. And I try to keep the heavy fights off by at least a round. So, everything is for entertainment value purposes, especially when it comes to planning this sort of stuff for me. I plan it like a WWE card. You got who you want to see go at each other's necks, and then you want to see who can earn the spot to go against each other. Heightened tension, baby. Heightened tension. With all that being said, it is high time we got this episode underway. So, welcome to the world of Phoenix Wright. Once again, I have forgotten exactly what time frame this game takes place in, but it's the world of flip phones and cellular phones, aka Nokia rules the world. So that puts us around 2000-ish. We are Phoenix Wright, a fresh rookie lawyer serving as defense attorney for Japan. Where in Japan? Nobody actually knows. Kind of like mocking up a traditional sports playoff card. First round is like number 8 seed versus number 1 seed. Some of them ended up like that, yes. Anyway, moving on. All you need to know is the following. We are Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney who worked under Mia Fey. She taught us everything we know, and everything we know went out the window the second we got into our first case. So, we thought, okay, they might be boned, we might have a tough first fight, but then it turns out our first case is defending Larry Butts, a good friend of Phoenix's, and apparently accused of murder. That's right, he murdered his girlfriend, at least that's what the papers say. Turns out, it was not him. It was Mr. Sawit, the man who brought his witness testimony to the forefront, saying Larry did it. In a roundabout way, proving tit for tat, discrepancy after discrepancy, we narrowly managed to get Larry off the noose and put the blame correctly on Mr. Sawit for killing Cindy Stone with a statue known as the Thinker. This special statue was in fact not a statue, but a clock. And that clock sounded the time of death. And that time stuck with the killer for so long that it brought back horrible memories right then and there on the witness stand. Case closed. We managed to save Larry. Mia was proud of our performance. And then the following week, Mia dies to the Thinker. An unknown assailant broke into the offices of Fay & Co. And murdered our dear beloved teacher / boss. And in the mix, caught Maya Fey, Mia's younger sister, who is a mystic, can speak to the dead, channel the dead, etc., etc. In that case, we found ourselves in several sticky situations. The first was the witness. The witness was April May, an eccentric pink-colored lady who refused to be anything but nice, polite, and a bitch towards us specifically. She ended up being a huge pain in the neck for 3 reasons. Number 1, she had everybody in her pockets, including the bellboy, who was absolutely smitten with her. And in our investigations, we found 3 things. We're going to get back to Miss April May in a bit. We found 3 things. Number 1, there's somebody who's keeping everybody silent. Number 2, the offices of Faye & Co. were wiretapped, as evidenced by some technology found in April May's room. And number 3, there was an unknown outside actor working with Miss April May. Through the courtroom drama, we eventually managed to pin all of the wiretapping on her, only to be foiled by our nemesis, Edgeworth, who also happens to be another friend of Phoenix's. No clear connection given yet, but we will get to that soon. As our investigations continued over the course of 3 days, we found ourselves with an old acquaintance of Mia Fey's, known as Grossberg, who informed us that Mia's parents were involved in a great debacle. One murder victim was not avenged way back in the day. And so, instead of letting the case lie, the police intervened with a mystic, a Fae mystic, who happened to be Mia and Maya's mother. This case, however, turned out to be incorrect, as the mystic failed, and immediately somebody came up with that information. And somebody used that to exploit themselves all the way to the tippy top of civilization. He had everybody in his pocket. He had the lawyers, the judges, the police. This man had his hands in everything, and his name was Red Wright of Bluecorp. Yet another eccentric fellow in an awful bubble gum suit, purple hair, and just all sorts of eccentricities that would make anyone say, "Where are my coupons?" And he turned out to be the biggest link in all of this case. For not only did he flaunt his wealth, he flaunted his power, he had everybody under his control, and to do so in front of us, he sent us to court as the accused murderer of Mia Fey. Our motive? We wanted to go up in the world. We wanted to become bosses of ourselves. And just as every opportunity we had, every discrepancy we had, seemed to lead to nowhere during the courtroom drama, a miracle of miracles happened. And this needs 3 connotations. Number 1, the DL6 incident, excuse me, when I sneeze. Sorry, there seemed to have been dust in my nostril sockets. Anyway, the DL6 incident was as follows. The Mystic got absolutely framed, ditched, and the police were found out and held in contempt. Second thing, Red White was behind all the information leaking, and Grossberg ended up being the catalyst to all of this information leaking. And 3, we were missing several pieces of info. I will ignore what I see in chat for now. Oh god, where am I going with this? Sorry, my brain is all kinds of kooky. All you need to know is this. The end of this session, that last session, ended up with one gigantic miracle of miracles when it came to case intervention. Mia Fey came back from the dead, channeled through the body of Maya Fey, to deliver a absolute judgment. Through the use of a piece of paper that read off everybody Red White had ever blackmailed. Red White was guilty of several counts of blackmail, and the names were read off again and again, one after the other. Some of them committed suicide, some of them were just shoved out of society, and Red confessed on the spot. And that was apparently the tutorial mission, according to some people in chat. I forget who clued us in on that. Anyway, welcome on in, Big Jumbussy. So, we succeeded. We succeeded in our first 2 cases. And now, the Thinker supposedly is no more. Hopefully. Hopefully it's no more. But we shall see. We shall see what the future holds. Just had to double check some things. Oh, good. And we lurk while we put the shopping away and clean up after dinner. Gotcha, zombie. Oh, lucky you. Lucky you. Good on you for getting a VR headset. I wish I could handle those things. I think I'd probably throw up very quickly if I tried to get myself more immersed into VR stuff, but yes. So, for anybody who needs the recap. We are Phoenix Wright. Our enemy is Miles Edgeworth, prosecutor. We saved our friend Larry Butts from certain doom. The Thinker was a murder weapon in 2 separate cases. Red White is no more after blackmailing his way through the DL6 incident, and now almost everybody in the county is free from under his grasp. So maybe a little bit more justice can happen in the world. But now we find ourselves the sole proprietors of Wright & Co. law offices. We are Chief Defense Attorney number 1, and we have yet to lose a case. So let's see if we can continue that streak, shall we? Here goes nothing, folks. You disgraced me for the last time, Steel Samurai! The pale moon in the sky cries for your blood. Oh wait, I know how to do this. The moon? No, it is you who should gaze upon the moon, for it will be the last moon you will ever see! See you in hell, evil magistrate! Whoa! Ah! The warrior's swords gleam and strike in the moonlight. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't miss next week's exciting episode. The Dark Messenger returns. I love me some Saturday morning anime. Let's do this. Tried VR at a friend's house once. He put me through multiple roller coaster simulators. I nearly fell off his ottoman and ended with a tummy ache. It was awesome. That's fine, that's fine. I think I'm smart enough to deal with all of this. Rest in peace, Saturday morning cartoons, indeed. October 14th, 5:31 p.m., Wright & Co. law offices. That rocked! See you in hell, evil magistrate! Whoa! Stop waving that broom around! Oh, Nick! I didn't know you were here! Of course I'm here! What was that surreal show you were watching? What? Nick? You mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? Dun-dun. He's only the most popular TV hero for young people. Young people? Does that include you? How old are you, Maya? Yeah. Details are fuzzy for me too, so don't worry, but I will get through this decently. If I need help, I will let you know, Tony. Young? Like, how young? 10 years old? Then what the heck are you doing getting all excited? Hey, let the lady enjoy her Super Sentai. Hey, I'm only 17. That's 17, see? I'm a teen. Not like you, Nick. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm only 24 myself. I'm the oldest in the collab yet again. Yay. I'm considered a young person. You. Then watch it with me. He's really cool, and it's really popular. When they ask grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1. I really worry about kids these days. Oh, good. You got a lot of life ahead of you. Good for you. You also got a lot of changes to deal with. God help you. Gramps! Well, Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close up the office. I guess. Wish we had some clients. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time, but no one paid any attention to the Wright & Co. law offices. How am I going to pay the rent this month? I need a sip already. This is going to be a fun ride. It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. Yeah, bingo is fun. You know, it's just loteria for, you know, Anglos. It's fine. I'm sorry for Gen Alpha. Every young generation is feeling bad for themselves. I think that's just kind of the case for every generation at this point. Except the greatest generation, which... No, actually, no. They had a rough time too. October 16th, 8:14 a.m., Phoenix writes his bedroom. Uh-oh. It's the bat phone. Hello, Commissioner? God rest your soul, Adam West. Hello? This is Phoenix. Nick! Maya? What? It's still early. It's the Steel Samurai! The Steel Samurai got arrested! Huh? You mean that guy on the show? Yes! They're saying that the Steel Samurai killed a villain! Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Yeah, on TV! Yeah, on TV. No! I mean, he actually did it! In real life! He skewered a villain with his samurai spear! I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just come to the office. Quick! Please, Nick! Would you stop trying to send me to the old folks' home? I'm only, like, 29, man. I ain't over the hill just yet. Give me, like, 5 more seconds. Where am I? Anyway, October 16th, 9:22 a.m. Wright & Co. offices. Maya's here, watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers was arrested yesterday. Powers plays the lead role in the popular kids show, The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. The victim was Jack Hammer, who plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate costume. The samurai spear was also found stuck through the body. Police believe that this was the murder weapon, and they are investigating further. Feel you, Ricky. I'm 31, and I feel like I'm going on 62. Yeah, and it doesn't help that all my life, I have been treated like I'm 20 years older than I am. At 0, I was treated like 20. At 1, I was treated like 40. It never fails. No, but for real, I have been mistaken for my father over the phone several times, way back in the day. Yeah, it's Phoenix, right, baby? Welcome on in, Raves. How you doing? How you doing? This has to be a joke. No, 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 no! It's a nightmare! The Steel Samurai's over! The world is over! Oh god, here we go again. Yes? Wright and Co. Law offices? Why are you responding on your cellular phone for a business call? Shouldn't we have, like, the office phone's number in the phone book? You know... What? Nick! It's the Steel Samurai! What? Yes. Yes, of course. We'll be right there. Let's go, Nick. Go. Go where? They have the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So, I've decided this will be our first case. Wait, what? The man, it was clearly stated in the TV special that he killed a man. Well, what should we do? What should we do? How can you just sit there like that? OW comps queues suck, but we chillin'. Nice, nice. You get a radio play to go along with your suffering in ranked queue. Good luck and don't D-rank. I have faith in you. Also, I need to... A couple of my friends saw Overwatch coming back and they got interested in playing it again. So I might have an Overwatch collab of my own again soon. Oh god, I don't know if I want to play comp though. I feel like quick play in Overwatch actually isn't bad as compared to something like Rivals. Like, quick play in Rivals has always been a mixed bag ever since I started playing it. Yo, Ricky, hope you're doing grand today. Love your space, brother. Thank you, Boudica Rosebell. Appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by. Does she want to investigate this case, or just do some sightseeing, I wonder? My money's on sightseeing. Quick play in Rivals is either fun or the ninth circle of hell. Yes, I've been in several squash matches where it's just like, they're all clumped together. They've got a Jeff healing all 5 of them at the same time. And they're just unstoppable. MOBAs? No, actually. Rivals and Overwatch are not MOBAs. They are hero shooters, which is the second worst thing in the world. But we have fun with it. We don't have enough information to make a case yet. Just admit it. You don't have a clue of what happened. No! We just don't have enough information! Alright, alright, alright. Let's head down to the detention center before she gets on my case. Tomato, tomato. Very true. Actually, very true. October 16th, detention center, visitor's room. Man, my tongue is getting twisted. Yo. That guy's uked. What's wrong, Maya? It's him! In the flesh! Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client. That's him. What the fuck is that hair? Manliness. It's macho manliness. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he definitely did it. Murder. At least once. Maybe twice. Whoa, 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 whoa! What are you saying? Let's see. Yes? Something wrong? No. This is getting off to a great start. I know. You're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh no. No, it's okay. This is the real me. When I got the part of the Steel Samurai, with that mask, I decided I would never show my face in public until the job was over. It's the kids, you know. I didn't want to wreck their dreams. Oh. I guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams. I wonder what they'll think of the Steel Samurai now. Nick. What? He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. call it a dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. Well said, TboniDraws. There we go. She really does flip-flop like a flapjack in the fryer, yeah. He didn't do it. Alright. It's time to have a chat between you and I. Nice jacket, by the way. I would totally steal that. Alright. Mr. Powers, would you mind telling us what happened, preferably without all the tears? Maybe you could start by telling us what happened. Yes, of course. It seems like it was only yesterday. Actually, it was only yesterday. The cast had come down to the Global Studios for a run-through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 o'clock that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 p.m. in the afternoon, but when 5 came around and the staff gathered at the studio, the evil magistrate was found lying in a crumpled heap near the set. Oh God. They took off his mask and discovered that it was Jack Hammer, dead. He had been expertly skewered with a samurai spear. The samurai spear? Yeah, it's a long spear that the Steel Samurai uses as a weapon. Tell us more about this character you play on the air. Maybe you could explain to me just what the Steel Samurai is. Nick! How could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this? No, it's alright, really. The Steel Samurai is the lead character in a popular kids show. He walks the streets of Old Tokyo. Damn it, I should have looked it up. I only put it online was Neo Tokyo. Will Powers, Jack Hammer. I love this game's continued tradition of pun names. Yeah. So Maya sees Phoenix as her partner? Interesting. Yeah, it's might a bit of a dichotomy there. You know, I saved her tailbone, and then she comes in and is like, don't worry, sir. Mr. Wright will definitely take care of you, so long as he doesn't walk into the next wall. Fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate. Although, I guess he did defeat him this time. I see. Old Tokyo. Who comes up with these names? Powers' alibi. Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning, I came to the studios at 9 p.m. 9 a.m. We worked through some action scenes until noon. Rehearsal was to begin at 5 p.m., but I was a little tired. So, after lunch, I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up, it was after 5. I was late for the rehearsal. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder. Some action hero. What will the kids think? I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right. Global Studios. I'll draw you a map. Wow, Nick! Let's go! I'm willing to bet $10 she asked for an autograph. I'm willing to bet $10 she asked for autographs. Ro just walks in and gets arrested. Yeah, not the greatest wake-up call, is it? Oh, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Why are there cuffs on my hands? Is this a scene? Hello? Why am I being carried away? No! That was the last I saw of Robert Redford. That's not a Robert Redford impression, by the way. Look, I'm sorry, but if I murdered someone... Let's go ahead and move on out of here. Unless... Hold on. Okay, that's all I got on my court record. Right bumper. Gotcha. Here goes nothing. I wouldn't be going back to the scene. That's just stupid. And there are some murderers in TV who literally go back to the scene of the crime. Like Columbo is a great example of it, of people just trying to hide in plain sight. That's what every murderer does in that show. October 16th, Global Studios, main gate. Oh god, what am I gonna do for Old Bag? I can think of something. Wow! So this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome! Aren't you excited? Hey, you there! Hey, you there! No. Oh god, hold on. I need to rifle through my Rolodex of old woman voices. Yeah. No, it needs to be screechy. Hey, you there! You want in? You gotta go through me. Oh, sorry. We're, lawyers. Oh, yeah? Well, that's great. I'm security. And it's my job to make sure that gawkers like you stay out. Please choose a voice that isn't hard in your throat. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. Gawkers? Gawkers, sightseers, tourists. I know the type. You heard about the incident and came to snoop around. Youth today. Something horrible happens and you want to do something. You don't have jobs or something, or lawyers don't work like the rest of us. Maybe I should become a lawyer too. Sounds like it needs to wide for me to long on. I was doing things when these were different. And I knew the hippie clothes. Well, you was oh my god, I actually got through some of that. Damn. My speed reading comes in handy sometimes. Nick? Will I grow up to be like her? Please say no. She has a son? I don't know. It's possible. That was actually impressive, Ricky. Thank you. Thank you. My speed reading comes in handy when it comes to reading instructions and reading dialogue. And acting it. Hey! Listen to when you're being spoken to. Youths today! Oh, dear. Alright, let's have a look around before we have a talk with our lovely witness. You forgot about Old Bag, huh? Everybody forgets about Old Bag. Computer that runs studio security cameras. Hey! No touching! Sorry? Overhead map of the studios. Right from here is the employee area. To the left are the actual film studios. The main entrance to the studio. There was a big scene here yesterday with onlookers pressing up against the gates. Hello, an equipment van. Looks like a studio van. They probably use it to carry around film equipment. I think... How much do we have to deal with her? Yes. Yes. Alright, Miss Old Bag, I am detective, attorney, lawyer, doctor, PhD in physics, academics, and literature, also music. Ricky T. Bones, how do you do? Let's talk about the studios here. So, what do you do here at the studios, as if I didn't already know? At Global Studios, we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my younger days... No! You were a star? No, you were a star? Only a little twinkle between the stars here and there, I'm afraid, dearie. Ooh, wow. This place has really gone downhill, you know. But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams. Hammer was a big star back then too, he was. She ever mention her first name to Wright? No, as far as I'm aware. From what I remember of the game, I don't know. She does have a first name. Okay. Excited to hear that again then. Hammer. The victim, dummy. The evil magistrate. He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. Will Powers. What you know about him? Can you tell me about Mr. Will Powers? He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it, believe me. Little old ladies watching would lose their lunch. That's probably why he thought that the big Steel Samurai was his big chance. No one thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jack Hammer. We don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty.
Powers! Of course he's guilty! How do I know? I know everything. That's my job.
Mr. Hammer, if you don't mind. What kind of person was Jack Hammer?
What kind of person? Oh, if only you knew. Jack Hammer will live on in many hearts as the ultimate action hero. He was simply dashing in the Dynamite Samurai series.
Should I have heard of that?
But there was an accident during filming 5 years ago. He got an unlucky break after that. Reduced to playing the villain on a children's program. Huh. What's more, I heard they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry.
What reason have you got to suspect Mr. Will Powers? Why are you so certain Mr. Powers is the killer?
I was standing right here yesterday, I was. I was here from 1 in the afternoon till 5 when they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is to the left here. So if you want to go to the studio, you'll have to pass by me. Only one person went by here between 1 and 2:30 when the murder took place.
And that person was Mr. Powers?
Yes, I saw him.
But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room.
Oh, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. But he was the only one that walked by. He's the killer. You can bet your biscuits on it. Isn't it about time for you to be heading home? There's nothing to see here. Move along.
Actually, we're here at Mr. Powers' request.
Humph! I thought you were suspicious looking. Show me a letter of request, and maybe I'll just let you in.
This lady here thinks she owns the place, obviously. Well, okay then. Mr. Powers, we're gonna need a little bit of paperwork. Hello! How was the studio? They'll think I did it, don't they?
No, not at all. Isn't that right, Nick?
Right, not at all. At worst, you're a suspect. Look, I need to ask you about your alibi one more time. Mr. Powers, you aren't hiding anything from me, are you? What? No, I never do a thing like that. Earlier you said that you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch. Yes, like a baby. But the security lady says she saw you that day. She sells seashells by the seashore. She says she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime. Nailed it. What? That's not possible. I really don't know what to say. I was sleeping, I promise. Mr. Powers, if you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business, and I need every advantage I can get. I know. I'm sorry. But I swear to you on my mama's grave, I was sleeping. Maybe the security lady only thought she saw me. What did she see? He doesn't seem to be lying. Question. What if someone used his costume to walk to the studio? Now that's thinking like a detective. If the man wears a mask all the time, who's to say that the big old Berlin costume isn't always him in it? Astute observation, B. We will see if it's correct. What if it was the ghost of Powers Sr.? Now that's thinking like an occult detective. That's next week. Security lady. About the security guard at the main gate to the studio. Oh, the security lady?
She's terrible. She called me suspicious looking.
Yes, actually, she said the same thing to me before. Take off that mask, were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the bigwigs at the studio. But let her see you stumble once, and she'll never let up on you.
Grr, she's got some nerve.
You think you could write up a letter formally requesting my representation? Of course. There we go. That's our key in. I just hope this will get me past that security lady. Thank you for your time, Mr. Powers. Alright, old bag, I have here a shiny little document that says I am allowed to get past you. Let's see what you do about it. Ma'am, have a look at this. It's a letter of request from Mr. Powers. Hmm? Yes, I recognize the bold, childish scrawl. Powers' request given to the security lady.
To think he would entrust his fate to youths of such unreliable appearance. Really?
Really?
Anyway, you may pass, but only left from here, towards the studios. No going to the right. That's the employee area. No one allowed inside, pal. Were in my instructions. The good detective told me himself.
Hey, Nick. Huh? There were maps in the security guard station. Hey, not bad.
Those are 50 cents apiece, thank you! Well, time to go, Nick.
Great.
50 cents!
Thanks for making us criminals on our first day out of scrutiny, Maya. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Right. Nice talking with you. Ooh. A lot of stuff has happened here. Studio, October 16th, Studio 1 entrance. Hey! Aren't you that murderer from the other day?
Ah! It's that confused detective!
Hey, pal, you know Prosecutor Edgeworth is all upset and it's your fault. I saw him sipping tea and staring gloomily out the window. So?
Hey, if he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work.
Oh, Maya, why'd you have to do that to him? Now he's all sad, like a puppy dog. You don't want to see him sad like this. Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. I love the implication that Maya was just poking around inside the guard station, stealing maps while Phoenix was talking to Old Bag. She is a little gremlin of a mystic, ain't she?
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Well, I think his feelings are easily hurt. You're right, pal. It's all my fault. I can't blame other people all I want, but I know the truth in my heart.
Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here?
Well, we're on this case too, pal.
Huh? Hey, you can't just go around saying pal like that. That's my endearing character trait. I'd say he's a character, all right. We love Gumshoe. We love gumshoes in this household. But God, I can't imagine what life is like having a double wide build like that. Even mine is like relatively close to that. Alright, let's have a talk for a bit. Detective to detective. And then we might have to take a break to let the ads run. Oh, come on in, Orange Crewmates. We are chilling in the midst of a case. Steel Samurai has been accused, and we are here defending him. We're talking to Mr. Gumshoe. Court is going right now. Almost. Let's see. Investigation, if you don't mind. So, how's your investigation going, detective? Well, it's... Hey, I can't tell you that, pal. Nick, maybe you need to be a little more indirect with your questions. Right, so, detective. Mind if I take a look at what you got? What I got? The autopsy report. The latest version, if you please. Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal. Autopsy report added to the court record. Okay, time of death was 10:15 at 2:30 p.m. Caused pierced through the chest by a spear. Okay. Between, that is, yep, around 2:30. That corroborates with the witness testimony. What was the reason for the arrest? Why was Mr. Powers arrested? It should be. It should be B. Simple, pal. The murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now, the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 p.m. At that time, there was no one other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, the time of death was 2:30 p.m. Only one person went to the studio between 1 and 2:30. And that person was none other than Will Powers. No one else, pal. If you think I'm lying, ask the security lady at the main gate. Yeah, we've already been acquainted. Don't worry about that. Nick, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence. Thanks for cheering me up. Hey, cameras are a thing in this time too. That's very true. I hear other people in my house doing impressions right now. Oh dear. Alright, let's finish our conversation tree right here. About the security lady. Oh, that sweet old lady. What a charmer. Huh? Are we talking about the same person? When I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and some coffee. Remember what Powers said? She's a sucker for authority. She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence. What? What kind of evidence? Well, that photo. The photo of the steel samurai heading towards the scene of the crime. Bang on, B. We do have cameras right behind us, so of course they took a decent picture. What? Who took that? See the camera up on that gate, pal? The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign? Yeah. Whenever someone walks by, that camera automatically snaps a photo of them. Oh no! Nick, he has evidence? We're finished! Funny. For someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy. What's wrong, pal? You seem down. Don't look so happy when you say that. Oh! We'd like to ask the employees here some questions. Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course, you're not going to find any clues I haven't already found. Glad someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go. We've got a free pass to the place. Now's our chance to check things out. We'll do that after this timely ad break on the Twitch side of things. So, for those of us who are taking a break from us on Twitch, grab some water, grab some snacks, take a load off your feet. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Green blue punched up. There you dump. An interesting case indeed. Alright, YouTube audience, we are waiting for the Twitch folks to come on back so we can continue this. How are y'all doing tonight? We're already an hour in. Man. I get to stare at Happy Gumshoe for 3 minutes. That you do. Sure, I'm seeing it. Is that a photo of the Steel Samurai? Yep, a photo of the Steel Samurai, not Will Powers. That's another key thing. We have no idea what's on this thing, but it might be conclusive evidence that leads to either Mr. Powers or potentially an imposter. Could be one of two things. Could be one of many ideas. We'll just have to figure that out. But Will Powers is a Steel Samurai. Maybe. Why would someone use those interchangeably for powers? Yeah, I didn't accidentally play into what chat's going on here. Not you, the potential steel samurai look-alike. Why would someone use those interchangeably for powers? Sure, he's an actor, but if he were out of costume, it'd make no sense. True. I don't know. We don't have much evidence to work with at the moment, only assumptions based on what we have not seen. I doubt Will Powers did, although he looks like he could skewer a man with his fist alone. Costumes can be worn by a lot of people. There is a fine line though, B, I will admit. Costumes do not fit everybody. Thank you for no spoilers. Costumes, I will tease you on this. Costumes do not fit everybody. Now imagine, if you would, a costume that fits that big hulking bulk of a man. There's not many size 60 chests on this set. So it's an understandable assumption that it might be him in that costume. Somebody who's wiry like Old Bag probably couldn't wear it, for example. I mean, thinking about it, people in real life sometimes call actors by their roles, like RDJ is Iron Man, for example. True. Try not to. There are a couple people here who are going through this for the first time. So if you can help it, try to keep this all under wraps. Alrighty? There might be a couple people. Namely B, I think. B has never played through this game before, so I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. It's actually Gumshoe! He murdered him! Gumshoe couldn't hurt a fly, we all know this. Hell, I barely believe he has a gun under that trench coat of his. You haven't seen anything? No, just the fan fiction, of which there is a multitude of. Thankfully, none of it is official. It's my first time seeing this game in general. That's impressive. Although, given the age difference, it's also not as shocking as it would be normally. Hey, Gumshoe is a badass when he needs to be. I'm trying to think of one time he was. He probably was a couple of times. Like, he really sticks up for Edgeworth later on in the game. And anytime, really. He's always the biggest buddy. Alright, welcome on back, Twitch. We were just talking about who done it, who could have potentially done it, and why Gumshoe is the best detective ever. Totally wasn't bashing him by accident. Why else is he acting suspicious? He's not, honestly. He's just acting like he's got a couple of extra space left over in his brain. Heard of it, but I never really delved into games like this. Well, until I ended up meeting Ricky. Ooh, that was your introduction to VNs in detective games like this? Nice. Alright. Don't think we got anything else to talk about with him, so let's have a look around. Hey, there's a camera here. That's a security camera. It takes photos of people going to the studio. All you have to do is look at the data and you could see who went where. There's a number plate on the camera. ST103307. That must be the camera ID number. Whoa, what happened here? Other than Danganronpa, if you wish to count that. It is a legitimate detective game, albeit it takes a long time and has a lot of cool gimmicks. And a really unique art style. The studio mascot. I guess it's a monkey of some kind. But what kind of monkey has a nose like that? He's holding a sign in his hand. Right to Studio 1, left to Studio 2. What's up with that thing? It looks kind of busted. Oh, the wind was pretty strong yesterday and broke the head off. And the head broke off. It took that tree down with it too. Yikes. The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. Hey, it's locked. Looks like you need a card key to get in. It makes sense that they would want to keep the non-employees out. Well, nuts. Okay. Gumshoe, how did you get in? Let's have a look at the tree real quick. Detective Gumshoe, what's down the path to the left? Looks like a tree fell down over the path. Oh, yeah. That's kind of dangerous. You should stay out, pal. There's nothing down there, anyway. That's where Studio 2 used to be, they tell me. They don't use it now, though. Alright. Guess we're gonna need to go back to Old Bag for this, then. Nick! Look! That security lady is in the guard station stuffing her face with donuts! Yes, because it's impossible to, oh, I don't know, walk around a tree. Yeah, it's silly. Guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, and they're soft enough that she doesn't need teeth to chew them. Hey, don't go dissing Old Bag just because she got dentures. She said go left, didn't she? I think the map might be more illuminating about that. Hey, you! Let me double check this, actually. So, employee area. Yeah, no. You just go left. To the right is the studios. To the left... So, Studio 1, basically. Anyway. Hey, you! Well, are you satisfied Powers is guilty yet? She had to make my life harder by giving that photo to Detective Gumshoe. I think it is at the top of the map. Hold on. Let me see. Oh! Okay, I was thinking it would start from the employee area. I think she said go right only. I don't know. Or maybe she did only say the employee area. I don't know. We already stole a map, so we don't really need to discuss whether or not we went the right way. Alright, you have photographic proof. Will you mind sharing a copy with us? We are lawyers after all. Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am? Oh, that. I just thought it would be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself. These things are important, you know. Oh, just to the left of here is the gate with the camera that took the photo. It's my job to check these photos every day, you see. Alright. Your reason for suspicion again? This guard station is in a central position. No matter where you go from here, you pass by my station first. Now, poor Hammer. He went to the studio just before 1. The murder happened right around 2:30, see? The only one I seen go through here between 1 and 2:30 was Powers himself. The security camera got a good look at him too. If he's not the one what did it, I don't know who is. Maybe it was you. Good one, Sonny. She thinks I was joking. Mr. Hammer. Was the victim, Mr. Hammer, a popular actor? Yeah, can we see the photo, please? Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio. Was. Past tense? Oh, yes. He was great as the bearded samurai. That too, yes. He shone the brightest back in the day. Making a star like him play the evil magistrate, it's a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? That automatic camera, though. Oh, yes, the camera. It's automatic. It can tell when someone walks through that gate, see? Then it snaps a photo. Apparently, it records the time when it takes a picture, too. But I don't bother myself with those details. I just view all the photos on the computer over there in the guard station. I check them every day before I go home, I do. Can we see them, Miss Oldbag? Cough, cough. Security guard station. That security lady must like junk food. There's a mountain of it on the desk there. I can see the computer that runs the security cameras. If there's anyone I expect to be cagey, it's a bag of olds. What kind of security guard are you? An old one, yes. Okay, you're not gonna give us what we need, so I think we should go ahead and head out to the employee area. A new spot to check out. October 16th, Global Studios employee area. Nick! This is where they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff! Hey, look! There's Power's dressing room! No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Let's take a look around. Not a bad idea, but first I want to have a look at this spot. Slide to the left. Hello! The metal grate on the drain here has been taken off. That's a pretty big drain. A kid could fit through there, I bet. Yeah! If you snuck in that way, you wouldn't have to pay at the gate. Well, if you want to leave that way, be my guest. Right. Huh? Hey! I'm not a kid! Ooh, look at this backdrop. There's a half-finished backdrop for a stage here. Looks like a castle. Probably neo-old Tokyo castle. Looks like one of those electric-powered bicycles. I don't know about these. I mean, what's the point? It makes it a lot easier to go up hills. True. Hills suck for any kind of bicycle. Don't people cycle to get exercise? Well, unless you don't have a driver's license. Alright. Let's move in and stop wasting everybody's time. Yo, look at all those coats. Power's dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping. Or at least, this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? Right, and there's a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth. For his sake. Yeah, I'm not a kid, she argues, after arguing earlier how it was appropriate for her watching a children's TV show. Yes, exactly. Well, there's evidence of somebody sleeping here, at least. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. Look at all these coats. There's some regular suits among the costumes here. Those must be his own clothes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. I'd say you were already wearing one myself. Yeah, you're not exactly dressed for a Sunday outing, are you? They always have mirrors like this in dressing rooms. Supposedly there's a photo. I'm still skeptical because we haven't seen it! All in due time. All in due time. Wait. When he was sleeping, was that a Powers nap? Okay, we need to move on. See, my hair is still nice and spiky, just how I like it. There's a vast array of cosmetics here. Ooh! This is the wig he used in Samurai Boogie Woogie! Nick, try this on! No. And how can you tell the name of a show just by looking at a wig? Kinda like samurai movies. Kinda. Only true fans know Samurai Boogie Woogie. Hello, we got a bag here. This must be Power's bag. Hey, don't open that. Look! An employee card key. That must be Power's. Powers's. It says Studio 1. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it. You mean borrow. Finally, we can get past Gumshoe. I wonder what else is inside Powers's bag. Stop that! My partner, the thief in training. There's a bunch of snacks on the table. I must give these to employees. Some tea and cookies. Nick, I'm hungry. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a separate stomach for sweets. How many stomachs does this girl have? I used to think I had separate stomachs for pizza. And then the Gerd Nation attacked. It's locked. Looks like he doesn't open his window much. I guess it is kind of dusty outside. Yeah, we can't see anything in there. All right. We found what we need. We can head back out. Alright. Hang on. There's some snacks on the table here. The remains of yesterday's lunch are scattered around. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone on one of the plates, minus the steak. Mmm, T-bone steak. That would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. I just told you that earlier. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? Ah. I missed that one. Snacks. Sir, those are bones. Let's see. Cola, candy, chips, gum. Oh my god. You know, there is nothing that hits better. Like, they're expensive, yes. But there is nothing that hits better than vending machine cola. It is just perfectly chilled. And then there's the vending machine chocolates, chocolate chip cookies. Like, I don't know what they did to those miniature things, but they do wonders. Hey, yo, Sky! Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Huh, it's so normal. I was expecting some cool theme snacks or something. Popcorn, at least. See, the skeleton man is hungry. As always. Wait, look! Samurai soda! Nick, try this! Ladies first. Alright. We've had our look around the spot. Ooh, wait, what's this? That must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment. Wow, Nick, you know a lot about the industry. What else would they keep in a film studio? Oh, I don't know. But one thing's for sure. It is time for us to step aside from Old Bag, and go to Studio 1. Excuse me, I need to check this out. The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this card key we borrowed from the dressing room would work. There we go. It opened. All right, we're in. She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. We'll be right back, detective. Don't worry about it. And there we have it. TboniDraws from the other side. Mr. Worldwide. Now you take things seriously. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here, and the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. Alright, time to do some investigation. Hello from the other side. A joke that can only happen thanks to the power of Restream, folks. They outlined where Jack Hammer's body lay with the tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate's costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. Funny. I expected a spear stabbing would leave at least a few bloodstains. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. That's true, yeah. 'Tis rather suspicious that the costume of the evil magistrate isn't caked in blood. Or that there's no blood stains whatsoever. Like, if he was stabbed then and there should be a little bit of residue. What's this? Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in! I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey, Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. And look, a megaphone! A real live megaphone! Ready, Nick? Action! Sorry, every time I hear the phrase action, I just get trigger finger immediately. from the old Time Crisis days. God, I wish those cabinets were cheaper. You know what? I'm overdue for an arcade visit, man. Just to go off on a tangent here real quick. I'm overdue for an arcade visit. Like, round one, there's an old school arcade I haven't been to in a long time. I hope it's still open. But damn, I have not had the money nor the time to go to an arcade in a hot minute. This girl is more troubled than I thought. Nothing in the open toolkits. A ladder. Look! A ladder! That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on how narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right. Sorry. This girl is out there! I think the real reason for lack of blood is age rating. Also true. We aren't painting everything pink like they do in Danganronpa. Wow, look at that camera! That must cost a ton! Yeah, so don't touch it, otherwise we'll get sued! Whoa, it's heavier than I thought! Hey, you! No touching that! Sorry, my partner is kind of, you know... You know? No, I don't know! Oh, that's true. Blood has already been shown in this game. It was literally on the dripping from the thinker. You're right, actually. Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers, WP, I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit, but do what you can for WP, okay? He'd never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Good lord, those collarbones. Don't worry, leave it to us. Well, let's have a chat, you and I. WP also happen to be my initials. Unfortunate. You stand accused of murder of the highest regard. TV star versus TV star. How do you plead? Alright. Let's have a chat. Chatty Cathy. You never introduced yourself, but I guess we'll skip over that. So, about the day of the crime. Could you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes. I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. She got snubbed by the anime? Damn. She wasn't important enough to be in the anime. I'll plead guilty if it means I'm a TV star. Damn, what a trade. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studios isn't doing so well right now. And yesterday was only a rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. This also means she's one of the only characters not to have a voice actor listed on Wikipedia. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Hello, Rupee. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area. That's where Power's dressing room is, right? Yes, that's the place. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. Then I saw WP go into his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. What about Will Powers himself, though? Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No! I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private. What kind of a girl do you think I am? What kind of... No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. I'm sorry. So much for getting a confirmation of Powers' alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. We even have a photograph. Sorry, I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha!
That's what I'm talking about! A clue! A lead! Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here. Someone, you say? Tell me more. You sensed? Yes, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here on that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? My main card doesn't quite get why I like watching people play games. Games are only fun if you're the one playing them. Yeah, well, what if I want to see what my friends enjoy the games I play? Touche, touche. Me, I like watching people play games because I like to see personalities. I like to see new and interesting people. And talented people happen to have the best opinions when it comes to playing games. Have I listened to the English Court Suite set? It's a real treat for trilogy fans. English Court Suite. I'm unfamiliar as to what exactly you're talking about. English Court Suite yet. English Court Suite. Yeah, no idea what that is. But wait, if someone had come in here... Football is only fun when you're playing it, so why are you watching people play it? Because nobody watches me play Mutant Football League. Allegedly. I do have fun playing it, though. And there is, like, secondhand excitement, you know? Like, when you see your team do well, you get excited, and the other people around you get excited, and a dominoes effect, and yada yada yada, and a whole bunch of theory behind the wonders of sports entertainment. Basically, the courtroom themes from the Ace Attorney officially remixed in orchestral format from the Professor Layton crossover. Oh. No, but I have heard the official Phoenix Wright orchestral arrangements from the anniversary show. Particularly, I was enamored with the scent of dark coffee. I fell in love with that rendition so much. I listened to it all the time when I got out of work, just to relax. Hey, it's a good theme, and it's a string arrangement. What's not to like? I've also listened to the jazz versions of the Phoenix Wright themes. Those are good too. What a crazy rendition. So minimalistic yet so sweet. Wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. So, about sensing someone. So you sensed that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio. Yes, I think doesn't cut it in a witness testimony. Nick, what about the security lady? If someone else came into the studio, she must have seen them. Alright. We got a whole lot to think about here. Not a whole lot else to see. Let's move on out of here. Hello, Gumshoe. Goodbye, Gumshoe. Love you, Gumshoe. Appreciate you, homie. Old bag. I have a objection for you. What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Miss Oldbag. We have a claim here that you weren't doing your job. How do you plead? Guilty, guilty, or guilty? You make your decision. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face.
I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times?
Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? What?
Good old Skeletor. Are you absolutely sure that you were here watching the whole time?
Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Alright, you better tell me quick and you better tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh?
We were just talking to the assistant in Studio 1.
Ha! She's not even a full-time employee! All of you guns are just like that nowadays, running your mouths like so much tomorrow, saying this and that and another thing. Well, let me tell you, when I was young, the new thing about the respecting others, back in there was a crying shame that you've used to...
She left.
Well, Nick,
this is our chance to do what we can do without her looking over our shoulders. This is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Ricky Rap album when... New metal, I would consider. New metal, like aggressive lyrics, aggressive tempo and lyrics like that, I feel like works with me quite a bit. I don't know if I'll ever have the time to write something like that, but we'll see. I just imagine she walks up yapping the whole time. The computer that runs the studio security cameras.
Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with this computer.
Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Yes, absolutely. We've already done an illegal thing once today. Why not do a couple? Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick? Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. Let's see. First, I need the date of the murder. Looks like the camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. 1 p.m. That's when the security lady arrived at the guard station. Please enter the name of the security camera. Number of security camera. It was STI 370. There, entered. Nothing happened. Huh? Maybe I got the number wrong. Maybe we should go look at that camera again. Maybe I should turn myself in for dyslexia. Was it 307 then? Yes, it was probably 307. Okay, let's try this one more time. There, entered. Hey, I printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. There it is. Damning evidence. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. Yeah, you've got vindication, B. Congratulations. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Huh? October 15th, 2 p.m. Photo number 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day. Nope, that's the only one on the computer. Interesting. So there's a photo here that's missing. Photos power added to the court record. Hey, Nick! Can we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said! Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. I learned that when I got slugged in the ribs, as I showed Red White the evidence that proved he was guilty. My ribs are still fractured to this day. Starting to realize that I have ribs, but only internationally. Ah yes, the appeal of the exotic accent of America. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for the day? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea of who the real killer was. Maybe it is really that security lady. Oh, God. That means we have to go to court next. Okay. You have a flirty personality. I swear to God, I have more people who like date you if we were in the same country. Good Lord. First we had jokes and conversations across the wavelengths, and now we got flirting. What's next? Mail order dine-in. Okay. So, for my sake, and because I still have a lot of work to do, I am going to only do the trial for the second day and then stop it there. So, only 3 hours on this stream, folks. No extensions. Here goes nothing. I got shit to do, Sky. You're a part of it. It's alright, you get to at least see one section of courtroom drama. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case. Hold on, let me double check something. Okay, nothing to worry about. All good, all good. Okay, just had to get through my notice real quick. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Sentry, we are doing some detective work. Yes, sir, I'll explain with the guide map here. You're just in time to get a recap of the murder. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employees area. Give me a second. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. Oh, nice. Go ahead and cool it with the mini fight club over there, crewmate. It's a little distracting. I have heard the Ace Attorney bloopers. They are real good. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. No worries, crewmate, no worries. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? Skip it. I'm good. Yes, there's bloopers. It was an excellent anime, and there was plenty of good stuff for it. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. I also got to see Eric Vale in person at a con once. I think I actually got to go to that convention panel with... It was with Raves, yeah. One of the few times the only time actually I got to go to San Japan. I got to attend a VA panel with Eric Vale, Fred Tassari, and a couple of amazing voice actors whose names I cannot remember off the top of my head. It was really cool. It was really cool, and they talked about voice acting techniques, quality of water, all that good stuff. You know. And the usual con stuff of like people asking like, what did you think when you played this role about 10 years ago? And they say, I don't remember. I'm sorry. Yes. So there are certain ways that water can be treated that are harmful to a throat that is being well used by a voice actor. And unfortunately, somebody brought that up. One of the other voice actors looked at him and was like, wait, and looked at his water bottle, he says, I checked. Yes, we're fucked. Anyway, moving on. God, such a wonderful time. I just wish I hadn't gone the entire day because I was dead for the next 2 days of the con. I just stayed home, in bed, asleep. It was too much excitement for me. Will the witness declare her name?
My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Your name, please.
Oh, dearie. No need for you to be so embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. Even when I was young, but I was an old bag, but not really, dearie. So the children would just make fun of me. Believe it? But it was this boy, the captain, who called me out because I was just calling out.
Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Old bag with a big doughy anime eyes haunts my dreams. Objection sustained! The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. How do I like this game so far? Oh man, I watched playthroughs of it so many times as a kid, so I'm just kind of getting to retell the story for anybody new here. It's a great game. It's a great game. Beautiful.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Thank you for not saying that out loud. Alright, turn your brains on, folks. It is witness testimony time.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio.
You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright. I think I already know what to do, but we're going to press a little bit. That checks out. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through since the morning. Press on that a little bit. A run-through.
They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5 p.m. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon.
So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping, when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon?
Well, I had some errands to run that morning.
A likely story! What kind of errands? Ricky, would you check the court profile real quick? Specifically these profiles? Sure, why not? So, defendant, security guard at Global Studios, age, question mark. Yes, this is Wendy Oldbag, Phoenix. Age, Nick, 18. Gotcha. Damn, Jack's pretty old. God only knows what age Oldbag is. What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
Answer the question.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know?
Yes, I saw her earlier. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Whippersnapper! I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job.
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I have always watched Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years.
Wow. I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea.
Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got to the guard station.
How did you know that? Did you see the victim then?
Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He had already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station.
Tell us what happened next.
I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock.
So, you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second?
Of course! I'm a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper?
No, it's just, after seeing you eating those donuts at the guard station yesterday.
I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time? Snipper-wapper! Snipper-wapper?
I'll do my chores, now it's time for bed. Have a great stream. Good night, zombie. Good night. Rest well. Thank you for joining. I hope I got to provide some lovely background audio for you. Old Windbags is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the entire afternoon. The whole time. Very well. What did you see?
Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right?
Hold it. How did you know that?
Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job.
Gumshoe, we're going to have words after this. Poor Detective Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard.
Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m.
Objection! Sustained. Welcome on in, Dank. We are in the middle of a courtroom drama. You've got perfect time. Overdressed. The man wears a trench coat. You would be surprised how many people consider trench coats to be... formal. Shut up, Judge. You weren't there. More than likely, no. You're not wrong. Alright, press. I think I know what I need to present here. But let me just push a little. 2 p.m. You sure?
Sure as spit.
Well, who was the man?
Really? You should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies in a bunch. All in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Objection.
No, press first and then objection later. Gotta send you the Phoenix Wright animation I found funny. Oh no. No. I think this is fair.
Objection!
Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about this man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. At my bottom dollar, you're gonna at least laugh. Oh, for sure. I've seen a couple of great Phoenix Wright animations. They're glorious. Speedoru. All I have to see is who wrote it, and I understand immediately that it's gonna be a good time. Oh, good pull, Dank. Good pull. What is this exactly?
None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo.
Miss Old Bag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course!
For no particular reason, have you encountered Mrs. Tornado?
Not yet.
Not yet. I think I know who you're talking about, though.
Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't! Well, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurais. My Twitch froze right as he went to present that. I see, Dank. One of your tastes, one of your many tastes in fictional women. Understood. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
Does Edward actually have some decent sense? Yes, especially now that he's not under somebody's thumb. Now that he's not blackmailed anymore, he's actually a decent guy. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss... Witness. He's having trouble calling her an old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that this person in the photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Does Edgeworth edge his worth? No, he proves his worth, Dank. I will give you all the hope I can give you, because Edgeworth is actually a decent individual.
Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. Alright, let me push this timer back a little bit more. Edgeworth, if you call her an old bag, I will genuinely start to like you. Alright, what's your testimony about the man in the photo?
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Actually, I should, where is it? Text box. Adjust the transparency to be a little bit more, so you can see that. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
Dragging one leg. Yo, Ricky, I got some court jokes you want to hear? Shoot. Shoot them if you got them, I guess. I'll try to take a look at them in between. No. Looking at my autograph. Every time I do it made me laugh. Every time I get so red. And what the hell did Bon Jovi say? Why did the judge grant the penguin ball? Why did the judge grant the penguin bail? Because the evidence wouldn't fly? He wasn't a flight risk. Ha! Ha! Alright. I got close. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Yeah, the pants are long on it. And no one dragging their foot like that with a sprained ankle. Yeah. So, he had sprained his ankle. He had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Alright. Let me have a look at all this. Never said I don't mean it. And you, they run through the action scene. I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Yeah, I'm gonna need to do some decent pressing here. I was in court for a dude who said I stole his luggage at the airport, Wrinkles, but sadly, I won and he lost the case. Very nice. Okay. That morning, run through the action scene. Hold it! Trip and fall. Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up the backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. She says she wasn't there in the morning. Ooh. Okay. No evidence, so I'm gonna have to press on her. Like this. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. And what exactly were you doing? That was her errands, remember, Bee? Observing, just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around such and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. Broke one of the props, it was a big mess. It's a bit rude of everyone just to refer to Penny as the assistant the whole time. Yeah, it's a little degrading, but, you know, she's a part-timer. They don't get any respect. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear? The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this one down in the court record. Samurai spear updated. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Power's ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot, okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is the steel samurai costume now? Most people refer to me as the ponytail girl if they don't know my name at work. Let's see where this leads up. Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. And it's clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor?
No, object.
Hold it right there! We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Alright, another snooze. We're running out. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
More. Okay. Yeah, his one job is to get a guilty verdict. Cut the man some slack. Yeah, he's not really built to, like, object or anything. He is there to get a guilty verdict, no matter the cost.
The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
I have a witness testimony that contradicts that. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. I feel like I have to press on the last one. True. Yet again, you don't know that. Hold it. What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1 p.m.? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them.
Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy? Ugh. Old windbag sure has balls. Or, well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30, true? Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody's suspicious looking. Right. What is my evidence here? No, wait a minute. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. The time of death? Okay. Something... Wait a minute, hold on. Press that just in case. How do you know that?
Eh? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything.
I say Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officers' fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before them was Will Powers, and I already pressed this one, right? Yes, I did. Present. What are my options? Time of death, 2:30. Guide map to Global Studios. Card key for employees. Gift student 1. Dragging one leg. I need to double check this, I think. So the employee area was there. Main gate is there. Presents. I got a weird feeling about this. Aha! Damn it! That's a strike. You see that everyone at the employee area? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. True. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. No one else went there. The only person I saw go to the studio before them was Will Powers. Okay. I'm gonna take a small break to think about this because I'm running out of options in my head. And we're gonna let... Are we gonna let the ad break run? No. We're gonna use our final snooze. Okay. Let me look at my evidence carefully. Jack's autopsy report. Pierced through the chest by a spear. Guide map to the Global Studios. Card key for studio employees. Grants entry into number 1. Dragging one leg. Okay, let me double check the press on this. Are you absolutely sure? Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody else went there at all. But before you got to the guard station, before 1 p.m., everyone is the employee area before then, and I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention... if they had, I would have seen them. I already pressed on this one, right? Yeah. So sorry, Edgeworth. I am considering it, but... thoroughly... No, I'm lost. I'm lost here. None of what I have correlates with what I see on screen. I'll take a hint, just for the sake of the stream. We've only got 5 minutes before the next ad break. I think so. What about before you got to the guard station? Yeah. Okay. Lock the main gate so nobody could get in. Not to mention... thoroughly examine your evidence. Time of death, 10:15 to 2:30 p.m. Cause death, pierced through a chest by a spear. Guide map to Global Studios. So the main gate is there. Employee area is there. Think about what you're trying to contradict. What possibility are you trying to prove? I saw. No one else went there. That's what I'm thinking again, yeah. Objection! Yeah, there we go. Hold on! Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sirree, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture.
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
That's right, there was another photo. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all of the security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know what that means. It was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Oh my goodness, it's Citrina Shutterbug! The one and only. It's been forever since I visited your stream. How you doing? Is Wendy Oldbag being nice to me? No, but that's to be expected. How you doing? How you doing, Citrina? It has been forever. Folks, this is another VTuber I knew through the tournament way back when of the Mario Kart. I used to be pop in a couple of her streams every now and again. How you doing, Shutterbug? Good, just chilling. Nice to see you. Yeah. We have a shared appreciation of the detective genre. Issue photo number 2. The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that it's odd? That's odd. Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Darling! Enjoy ad-free viewing, Citrina. Thank you very much for the gifted sub to Citrina Shutterbug. Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself.
Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these new-fangled computer things. Edgy boy, help!
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too.
You gonna go psychotic on us? Do I need to step behind the breakable glass?
Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? We will find out after these messages.
Ah, that's right.
I got 10 seconds left on the ad timer. Sorry, folks. This is where we gotta take a small break. Alright. I doubt there's anybody on the Twitch side that is not subscribed, but for the sake of just being fair to anybody who might be popping in, we will be taking a small pause. Anyway, nice to see you. Nice to see you again, Citrina. It has been forever since I've tuned into either you or Minty, but I do still keep track of you, for the record. This has been a one lovely up and down kind of case, indeed. One lovely up and down kind of case. Ooh, some wonderful stuff. Okay, I need to... it's not stupid, it's just how they pay the bills, you know? Everybody's got to do something to keep this boat running. And unfortunately for us streamers, we have to abide by the rules of the engagement. I ain't even directly dealing with this lady. Oh, man. Good grief. And I'm exhausted from her. How do you think I feel? I'm the one in the captain's seat here. Man, I love this series so much. The opportunity to be voice acting, it has been a bit. My favorite case. It's my favorite case of this I've played so far. Ooh, yeah. Second fave. What's your first then? Well, yeah, YouTube ads currently aren't available for me, but they do pop up randomly based on personal preferences. Like, YouTube VODs are not great in terms of ads. Oh, you're a smart one and someone who can afford it, Ultimate. Good for you. I highly recommend it. It's a great series to experience. If you don't watch somebody play it, highly recommend playing it through it yourself. You can definitely get it through it faster than I can, that's for sure. The rest of the series is also fantastic. I have not played through it all though, and I do plan on playing through this trilogy one day. Glad you are, B. Glad I'm doing a good job of voice acting and such. I'm trying to think of the rest of these cases, but I don't remember any of them off the top of my head. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We're going through this fresh. We're going through this together. Kind of blind, but I remember the twists and turns. I just don't remember the details. And I'm looking forward to going face to face with Von Karma. Man. Good grief. Well, while we're waiting for all the ads to finish up, I will go ahead and say y'all should check out Citrina. If you enjoy cozy visual novels and the like, whenever Citrina's online, you can expect a nice cozy time reading a lovely story and whatever else Citrina decides to stream. At least it's what I recall you last doing. One of these days, I will make time to visit more of the Twitch folks I follow. But I've been very, very, very busy with all sorts of prep. Thank you very much, Centrion. Thank you very much. Yeah, I do recall a long time ago, I had fun watching Citrina play was it? I think it might have been one of the Surgeon games that was also a detective game. It had really cool visual puzzles. A long time ago that was, though. Alright, back to the action. Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Trauma Team, that's it. Yes, Trauma Team. That was a cool... Trauma Team is a surprisingly really cool detective series. Like, if I recall correctly, Trauma Team was mostly a surgeon simulator, but the drama in that game was something else. That was a really cool game. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gates. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Yeah, Trauma Team is like epidemiologist, I guess it would be like you're fighting against bioterrorists in that game. It's friggin' wild. Well, yes. I suppose you could put it that way. Nobody's happy about this. I see. Your testimony, please. Alright. Locking in one more time. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check on them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out that one photo that day. That's critical evidence! Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. We're getting a lot of use out of that face of his. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Me too, Maya. Me too. Someone get a retirement plan, please. Alright. One other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. See, I told you people like Edgeworth, B. B here doesn't understand why people like Edgeworth yet. How unexpected! And by that I mean totally expected! One day, B, one day you will join the cult of Edgeworth. And I will laugh. And check them. So any photos aren't suspicious looking, you see. Hold it! How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? See? So many great glowing reviews of Edgeworth.
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch the suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point.
Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
And that photo was? Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Objection!
Wait a second! Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area.
We just remarked.
The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and... They're kids. Children. Whippersnappers.
Kids? So, on the photo that you erased...
It was a boy. Probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
What? Now we're the ones freaking out. Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai, dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be about in 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh yes, well we see his type in there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right! As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Damn it, we have to take a recess. This is gonna go on forever. Kinda crazy they use an actual spear as a prop if you think about it. Yeah, it is. It's probably like a shiny bit of metal. Like, it's still a dangerous object. Old bag is a liar, Your Honor. What could she possibly be hiding? Question. Shoot. Yeah, metal is metal, exactly. Like, it's gotta look good for the cameras, especially back then. It's gotta be shiny. It's gotta be heavy. And if it's heavy and pokey, it can go through your flesh. Would that camera not have taken a photo of her passing by it if she were actually watching the practice? That's technically true. However, I do put it past the writers on that one. What year is this game taking place? I think it's like 2000s something. Maybe 2010s. I'm not sure. October 18th, 11 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping. Honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The steel samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
Yeah, I feel bad for Powers too. Everybody doubts him, everybody's accusing him because he could have done it. He has the manpower to jab a spear through a man. That's the only evidence they've got against him. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a steel samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick! What are we gonna do?
First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could have conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick. It's time. Okay. Let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. That, yeah. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. It takes place in 2016, supposedly, because the game came out in 2001, and when it was released, it was supposed to take place 15 years in the future, at least for the first game. Noted. Thank you, Satrina. Okay. It's supposed to take place in the future, but it's using outdated technology. Just because of the development time. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. Yes, and I forget every time, okay? I forget every time. We play this once every other week, Tony. Give me a break. The fourth case subtly explains the date. Ah. But there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? Defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right. Great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So, who was this person that, other than Mr. Powers, that could have committed the murder? So, we're trying to buy time. We are trying to get more information. So, the grade school boy okay. Assistant and global tutor in charge of large props and set pieces. That's a good angle. Claims she saw Powers heading to the scene. She couldn't have done it. And then there's an unknown kid. So I think accusing the assistant girl isn't a bad idea because she's already in charge of the props. It was the assistant! The steel samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so became the steel samurai. So you're saying the steel samurai in the picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember this photo? Wasn't the steel samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Oh, bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury? Powers and the poor hammer were at the run-through. Oh, and me. What about the assistant? God damn it. Cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Power's ankle. The assistant knew nothing about Power's injury. Okay, that's one penalty I'll take. But she couldn't walk the Steel Samurai Rock. She wouldn't have limped. The kid takes the legs out from under the case. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I will have to penalize you as I have warned. That hurts. I guess we're gonna have to go with the angle. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. This fight isn't over yet. One more chance, please. I guess it's gotta be the kid then. Because we don't know where he is. But at the same time, I could turn it around on Old Bag and try to throw this court into whack. He wouldn't know about the... I guess it's got to be a security lady then. Let's try flipping in on Old Bag. That seems to be right. It was the security lady! Wendy Old Bag! Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Old Bag.
What? Whippersnapper?
Ooh. Order! Order! Is this true, Old Bag?
Old Bag? That's Miss Old Bag to you!
Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see! Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes number 2, baby. Sherlock Holmes the 2nd, baby. Huh? That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Are you actually giving me the time of day, Edgeworth? How polite of you. Ricky Holmes. I actually have been called Sherlock Bones before. By my good buddy Franky. He coined the nickname. The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something!
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. No, we press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's action on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings. I hope.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though. As you said, 2nd or 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Or is it to be nice to the kids and mean to your elders' day, whippersnapper?
I have proof.
Proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows this boy could not have committed this murder? Yeah, it's too heavy for him. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible! I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy... What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. And we have our extension.
Wait just a second! Oh, I'm not just going to sit here and let while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me! I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Things keep getting worse and worse for me. Extension after extension after extension. Could I please go to bed? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about?
By whom?
Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
Well, testify. Could we please get to the cornered? I think it's an Allegro theme finally. Yes, it's Allegro, so this is gonna have corner right up next.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend that they hadn't been in the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
Fair. NDAs are a bitch. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. I would rather spend an entire day with Edgeworth than listen to this Oldbag for another 5 minutes. And I know several people who would kill to be in that place, in that position. All right. About what exactly? So you were told not to talk.
That's right. By the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it.
Agreed.
There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder.
Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? Ultimate agrees. We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course!
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So, where were these other people? These people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Yes, there was, dumbass.
For the court, I'll just present this real quick. Studio 2, located across from Studio 1. And it was blocked by the tree earlier. My favorite prosecutor for a reason. Mine too. And not just because he wears a very handsome red suit.
Well, if you look at the guide map,
and the game beat me to it.
Here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left.
The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but just a little bit longer. Said they had nothing to do with it, see? Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
So you got your bonus and you still talked. You just admitted to being bribed. Okay. The game's telling me something here. Your Honor, we have learned that there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings with the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Finally, we're out of this one. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Aw, really? It's nothing. Or should I? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag? Old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just trying to buy time. I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for the bit to take the pressure off of Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. There we go. My voice is dead, and I have to do shoutcasting on Thursday. Oh, by the way, while you're still here, Citrina, don't know if you saw, but we're doing a Smash tournament on Thursday, 5 p.m. Central. If you'd like to come and see a bunch of VTubers duke it out in an 8-team match, it's gonna be a good time on Twitch and YouTube. You won't see me in battle. I'll be on the outside. It is going to be February 12th, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. On here, this channel, on Twitch, and on YouTube. So, it's definitely going to be a fun time. You are not going to do any such thing. I am here to make you look good. You don't want to destroy that, do you? In due time. In due time. But for now, we're going to get our quick preview. Because we cannot quit the game until we get... Oh, no, wait. We can do that now. Oh, a whole lot of excitement. We are only a third through the case, though, so this is going to be a tough one. But unfortunately, we have to call it there, folks. My voice is tired. I'm tired. I'm dead. Hi, I'm a ghost. And we do have to end this on a cliffhanger because I have to do more things for the tournament. It's going to be an exciting time, but it's also got a lot of work to do. Thank you, Centurion. And thank you, Citrina. I hope you get to see it. If not, the VOD will be there on YouTube. No, don't you dare bring that cursed thing into my chat. Hope I can catch you play more detective games. Definitely will. It's a great case. Get some good rest, Detective Bones. Hope to see you soon. Likewise, Citrina. I'll see if I can make some time to catch you when you're live. I'll see what I can do. I always got my notifications on. It's just a matter of having the time to check in on my friends. Kawhi welcome, Sky. Kawhi welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Alright, so I've told y'all everything I need to tell you, but just in case you have missed it, the next stream is going to be on Thursday, 5 p.m. Central, live on YouTube and Twitch for VTuber Co-op Clash. We've got an eclectic bunch of individuals stopping by to compete. Sky's one of them, Tony's another. Friends of the channel, Doug, Phantom, Raptor. Oh, Satrina, you might recognize this name. The Orion twins also vied in to play. They are currently the favorite to win because they have thrashed almost the entire roster already. I'm excited to see how everybody does on Thursday. I'm very excited, but there's a whole lot of great people in this, and I'm excited to see how they all do. Thank you for sticking around, Budoka Rosebell. Have a grand night, and good night to all of you. Pleasant dreams, everybody, and as always, memento vivere, memento mori, and enjoy writing your life story. Have a good night.